Okay.
There's not going to be a beginning. I think that's enough to start. So right now, I've been putting a lot of energy into an exhibition at the Whitney, which is my first sort of major solo exhibition here in the city. So the project is multiple parts. There is a sound installation that is rooted around a cotton gin motor and 3 large sculptural works. The work really comes out of an experience I had at a family reunion in Valentines, Virginia in the summer of 2011. I drove down from New Haven, and the property has a sort of meandering road, right, that leads to the house. And I look up and I see the fields are planted. And I stopped the car and I looked and I was like, well, what is that? And I rolled the window down and I saw that it was cotton. And it kind of, it struck me in a way that I couldn't quite wrap my head around. Emotionally, it was too heavy. Mentally, it was too heavy. I felt like I hadn't reconciled something. And I was like, why am I so mad at this plant? You know, like what, this plant is not doing anything other than like growing and being beautiful. And I felt like, okay, then there's a lot of unpacking that has to happen.
You know, I want to actually point to this cotton here. This here has all been ginned. This is all cotton from Virginia, Valentines, Virginia.
Using cotton, raw cotton, as material is really important because as materially oriented as I am, it's all because there is a context for those materials. For the exhibition, there will be 3 large sculptural works. I've been calling them slabs because of their relationship to architecture. They're made from wildly different materials.
This is a sweater. It's a Yale cotton, really nice preppy sweater. And then these are some do-rags, some blue ones. For this, they're gonna kind of represent like a river or some sort of flowing water.
Every material has some sort of history or life that it's lived. They become ways of telling stories.
So this is a collar from my cap and gown when I graduated from Yale.
When I think about cotton, it takes me everywhere. You know, you think about politics, you think about like social relationships you have, you think about economics, reparations, you know, it's just like, it all just unfolds and is like laid out.
These pages come from an atlas of the transatlantic slave trade. And it's remarkable that these records have been kept for so long and in such detail, but it's also indicative of trade and commerce. You keep track of every single thing, every movement, because there's, you know, there's money and there's capital involved. But these were bodies.
Being a Black person in this, you know, current state, that's what you're encouraged to do, is to kind of like move on. Like, okay, you know, there's been time, there's been space, right? It's a false narrative, but it also is one that you feel the pressure from. So I think that to me is an essential aspect of making sculpture. You have to deal with its materiality. These works, I think, they demand that. They demand you to confront them because they're confronting you. I was searching for a cotton gin. I had cotton, and I was thinking maybe I could make t-shirts or I could make garments. And I went on eBay searching for like a small handheld, hand crank thing. And the first thing I came across was an ad for this large cotton gin motor. And I felt like it was telling me what I needed to do. The cotton gin was invented by Eli Whitney in 1794. What it does is it separates the fibers from the seeds, which was the most time-consuming part for slaves. People thought that it would decrease the number of slaves, but it actually had the opposite effect because more land was acquired, plantations got larger. It actually increased the number of slaves. The cotton gin motor is encased in a soundproof glass chamber, and primarily came out of this decision to sort of be able to experience and see the motor running and not hear it. That came out of a conversation with the former owner, where when I asked him about what it sounded like, he couldn't articulate. He didn't have the words to really describe that sound, and it was really something that you had to experience for yourself.
Okay.
Sound has always been important to me, and it has increasingly become a way for me to process the world. Sound is just as physical and tactile as any other material. How do you deliver that physicality or that tactility of something you can't see or something that you don't feel in a traditional way? It shakes your insides, right? Like you feel the vibrations. Do people want to sit and listen to this? Do they want to take the time to consider what that sound is and where it's coming from? I'm interested in people asking what their relationship is to this material. To see a wall of cotton that comes from a really specific place, the American South, just to think about what their relationship is to that. And how do they feel implicated, if at all? Are we really taking the time to process and understand these things? So I think setting up a scenario where people can take the time is as much as I can really offer.